What is up, Glam fam? Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of my 30-day series of Loc Tips. I'm super excited to continue to share some information and some tips on what's helped me in my 3-year loc journey going on 4, and soon to come vegan tips from my 2-year vegan journey. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm Glamorous, aka Locked and Vegan, and if you don't know what I'm about or what I do, go ahead and check out my socials so we can get familiarized. If you're getting value, hit that like button. Please comment any questions you feel I should address during this series and share with your friends and family you feel would benefit. Make sure you're subscribed and turn on those post notifications so you will never miss a video. So for today's loc tip, I want to talk about hairstyles. Not necessarily like a tutorial or like my preference. This is more of a loc tip that I just like kind of highly recommend across the board, because it also goes into over manipulation. It also goes into straining your roots and your edges. So loc tip number 17. The loc tip for today is to not put your hair in updos as much. So like things like high buns, high ponies, anything that's super tight up, that's pulling all of your edges in one direction, straining your edges or your roots. Now, of course, a high bun and a high pony don't necessarily have to be straining, but most of the time that's what it ends up being, just because if something is going to be high up on top of your head, then you need it to kind of stay there. So you kind of have to make it a little bit tighter so that it will stay in that position. Unfortunately, doing too many like high buns and high ponytails can cause damage to your edges and also cause thinning over time. I also made a video about this a while ago, about 5 tips to help you to prevent loc thinning, and that was one of my suggestions, just to not pull your hair back all the time. I learned this from experience because there was a point where I just always wanted my locks out of my face because I was working or I was at school and I didn't get a retwist often, so I like needed it. I just wanted to put it up and out of my face because I would also play with it all the time, so I just needed it up out the way. I did like a high bun for like a week straight, and then the next time I was ready to do a retwist was just like maybe the weekend after. Like my edges were super sensitive and it like hurt just to, well, I wouldn't say hurt, but it was like sore just to like twist it up, not even tightly, just to do my first like round of like palm rolling. And I don't retwist my hair tight when I do it myself. So I was like, why are my edges so sensitive? Why can't I fully retwist like I usually am doing? Because my hair was straining the entire week every time I put my hair into a bun. And mind you, I don't even do hairstyles super tight either. Like I'll maybe do twice around with the rubber band, like, you know, like 1, 2 around with the rubber band. I hope that made sense, because I like more of like a looser, messy bun. I have not been a person to make sure my edges are slicked back and it's a super tight bun, like a ballerina bun. I only did that once, but it wasn't even tight. It was pretty loose too, and my dance teacher actually had to like make it tighter because I'm not that type of person. But I only did that once where I had a dance concert and they required me to have a bun. Required, not willingly. Little fun fact. So of course, because I was making sure I wasn't doing it tight, then I didn't think about how it could strain over time or cause any type of weakness on my edges. But you also have to think about wearing that high bun or high pony for majority of your day and having that constant pull. Once it's pulled back, that pony is just stuck there for the entire day. That's actually how my edges suffered, even when I had curly hair. So this applies to basically anybody with hair, just because you're pulling back and you're trying to slick back all these edges, and then you're kind of like asking for a receding hairline, you know what I'm saying? Because all of that friction and all of that tension to keep going back and back and back, like your hair is just like, okay, well, let's go back all the way back until we ain't got no more, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying never to wear your high buns or high ponies, but just be conscious of that. And if you have to wear something tight, then I would just not wear it for majority of your day, or maybe just once out of the week, just to be mindful of how much pressure you're putting on your edges. Your edges are super, super important. And I actually had to grow my edges back because of how much like tension I was pulling back even before I got my locks. And then when I first got my locks, because I would always just kind of have my hair out of my face. I definitely would suggest, if you do the high ponies or the high tight buns, just to not keep them in all day. If you do know that that style is a staple for you and it's not necessarily going anywhere, I totally understand. Whenever you need your hair out of your face and you don't want to put it in like that high bun or that ponytail, then I would just get you a bonnet. Like, I love walking out in public with this bonnet on. I'm not ashamed. I mean, I don't think you should ever be ashamed of whatever type of bonnet you got on, but this just feels like kind of like a crown. I mean, it is a royal crown. You see what I did there? But it literally feels like I'm wearing a dress for my hair. Or just push your hair back with like a bandana, or just wrap your hair around once with a ponytail, with a hair tie in a ponytail. Or something that I actually like to do is to like split my hair down the middle, so I either have like a bang or I put like my edges down, so that the rest of my hair that's okay with being up will be fine, but like my edges, maybe I'll do like a 2-strand twist or put it behind my ear so that I'm not doing extra straining on my edges. Okay, so a few tips for how to approach the little extra tension without having that extra tension in there. In my next tip video, I think I will give a little bit insight on how I got my edges back, or how to kind of make your natural edges more prominent, because I love wearing my natural edges out. Girl, when I discovered how to do that, nobody could touch me. I didn't have to gel my edges down no more. Like, it was just natural. I felt so, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I felt top tier. And then I'll probably also do one on like the hair ties that I have, because the hair ties that I have are super stretchy. So like 1 or 2 rounds on like your ponytail or your bun is really not going to strain it. So make sure you tune into that video. And I so appreciate you watching this video until the end. Okay, I will catch y'all on the flip side. Stay safe, stay beautiful. Show your locks some tender loving care. And with locks on top tier, yeah.